Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of State Champs at the State Championship. This, our coverage of the individual wrestling state finals. Ford Field packed with some of the finest grapplers this state has to offer in high school. We do this every year. It's always an amazing event and we've got great coverage. Let us begin.
I'm Chuck Pellerito and we kick this show off with the Division IV highlights. We start at 103 pounds. The top-seeded Manus Bennett from Marlette, he grappled with Isaiah Mullins from St. Charles. In the first, Bennett going to hit the Turk attempt to come out of the scramble to get the points. Late stages of the first, and Bennett's got the leg in. He's going to hit a crossface to maintain position. Late stages, and Mullins has the leg in the cradle attempt, but Manus defends and comes out of the back for the reversal. The freshman Manus Bennett wins his first state championship. At 112 pounds, we saw Bronson Mary of Hudson capture the crown with a pinfall victory. 119 had the top-seeded Ben Modert from Bronson pick up his third state title. Moving up to 125 now. Andrew Krupp from New Lothrop took on Jaron Johnson from Carson City Crystal. And from the whistle, Krupp trying to get the headlock, but Johnson defends it with a sucker drag to get the takedown. Under a minute to go in the second. Krupp gets him in a crackdown position, but Johnson able to pop his head out to finish the takedown and finish off his perfect season at 42-0. 130 saw Caden Natali from Hudson take on Jacob Shelby from Manchester, and the two of them would do battle. Tied at 1 going into overtime with an escape for each, Natali would get the final escape and ride out Shelby to get the decision. Up in 135, we had the senior Jamison Ward from Carson City Crystal looking to remain unbeaten. He took on Mason Cantu of Hart. Final seconds of the first, and Ward's going to grab the single leg for the takedown. Then, in the third, he's going to defend the single leg attempt, get the go-behind for takedown, and cap off his unbeaten season at 53-0, winning the title by decision. Let's keep it rolling to a good one in 140. Landon Van Wyk from Lawton as he took on Raiden Rogo from Athens. Late in the first, Rogo attempts a mat return on the edge, but they keep wrestling. Van Wyk gets the pancake for reversal and near fall points. Final seconds of the match, Van Wyk hits a stand-up to switch for the reversal and gets the decision 8-5 to win the title. In 152, Thomas Potter of Springport only had one blemish on his record, and he took on Bryce Cheney from New Lothrop. Cheney is fighting for hand control on the bottom, but gets pulled into a crab ride. Potter gets the turn from the claw for 2 near fall points, and he'll go on to keep just the one blemish as he wins by decision. Grass Lakes, Trenton Holden took the 160 title. And in 171, undefeated Brock Nelson from Leroy Pine River took on Braden Randolph from Clinton. And in the first, Nelson gets in on a single, Randolph defends but gives up the takedown at the edge with only 2 seconds left, and it would be good enough to finish off a perfect season and win the state title. $189-pounder saw Logan Badge of Clinton cap off a perfect season, winning his second straight title, this time at 189. The top seed in 215 saw Camden Orr from New Lothrop get the title by pinfall. In Manchester, Simon Lado was able to get the overtime victory for the heavyweights.
I'm Kevin Trozinski, and let's keep rolling as we get to Division III. 103 pounds saw the freshman from Dundee, Braden Davis, get the technical fall. First up, the 112-pounder, Jordan Rodriguez from Chesaning, had one loss on the year, and he took on Hunter Keller from Richmond. Right out of the gate, Richmond gonna get his head inside for the single, shelf it, and get the finish. Still in the first, Rodriguez goes for another head inside single, but Keller with the wizard defense. He is able to shelf the single and get the finish through. Up to 119 now, in a rematch from their freshman year, Hunter Assemacher from Ida looked for revenge in his only state finals loss against Flint Powers, Sean Spittle. And in the first, Spittle would strike first. Assemacher dives for the ankle, but he is able to step over the leg and secure the takedown. And And in the start of the third, Assenmacher with the hip heist for the reversal, but Spittle stays with the switch for a reversal of his own. And in the late stages, an Assenmacher with the 1-point lead, and he has the single leg, then locks it up and inside cradle for the takedown, and wins this one by a 7-5 decision. At 125, Riker, John Achek from Williamston getting the victory in the ultimate tiebreaker. 130 saw Austin Feets of Dundee get the decision. The 135-pounder saw a dominant performance from Dundee's Casey Swiderski getting the major decision. At 140 pounds, Christian Killian from Dundee got the decision after being runner-up the last 2 years. To 145 now, Cale Bunce from Stockbridge took on two-time runner-up in Tyler Swiderski from Dundee. Swiderski would start off strong in the first. He grabs a single, then kips over and finishes with the double leg takedown. In the second, he need pull a single and pop out for the takedown. And in the third, Swiderski would finish with another takedown. He is able to step and hook the leg for the takedown finish. And he had takedowns in each period to go on to a 6-2 decision. In the 152-pound class, a junior from Dundee, Dominic Lamazzo collecting the decision for his first state title. 160 saw the 6th straight Dundee Viking. Junior Stoney Buell took on sophomore Randy Brzezinski from Gladwin. Buell goes to work right off the whistle. He'll get the head inside for the single leg. In the start of the second, off of a scramble, Buell hits a head inside single for the takedown as he goes on to win Dundee's 6th straight state title. The 171-pounders had Dylan Croning of Gladwin take a title back home for the first time since 1989. In 189, we had Noah Montanari for Richmond taking on undefeated Jonathan Clack from Lake Odessa Lakewood. Late in the first period, from the clinch, Clack would grab the headlock, turn it into a takedown, and near fall. In the second, he would find an opening hook, the elbow, and turn it into points for the reversal as Clack stays undefeated, getting his 200th career win and the decision for the state title. Moving up to 215, top-ranked Luke Davis from Richmond collided with Bo Ekman of Constantine. In the first, Davis uses a front headlock to get the angle and hook the ankle for the takedown. Then, Davis gets the near fall on Ekman, who canters the cradle for the reversal and near fall points of his own. But Davis would be too much, and he'll get his first finals title. We'll wrap it up with the heavyweights, which saw undefeated Grant Clarkson of Lakewood and Terrence Watson of Birch Run do battle. Watson shoots, but Clarkson able to defend it and get the go-behind takedown. And in the final frame, Clarkson would defend another shot and get the go-behind to be the only undefeated heavyweight this season, capturing his first state final victory.
Today we'd like to introduce you to the MHSAA Student Advisory Council. The Student Advisory Council is a group of 16 student athletes from MHSAA member schools which meets throughout the year and acts as the voice of Michigan's student athletes. In addition to serving as a sounding board for the MHSAA staff and representative council, Student Advisory Council members assist in the planning and execution of student leadership events such as captain's clinics, sportsmanship summits, and the Battle of the Fans. Council members have helped develop leadership training materials and videos which have been used nationally and work with Michigan State University's Institute for the Study of Youth Sports on issues impacting high school sports. They also assist with trophy and medal presentations at MHSAA tournaments, sometimes after actually playing in a championship game. Sophomores interested in being part of the Student Advisory Council can download the application on MHSAA.com.
I chose Lawrence Tech for the architecture program and volleyball team. Architecture is a great fit for me because I love math and design. Now I combine them with technology to create beautiful structures. At Lawrence Tech, I didn't have to wait until my third year to start designing. Our hands-on education begins right from day one. And I'm really excited about LTU's Design Center in Detroit. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Yes, Iago, butter. Honey, look at this. 40,000 flavor combinations, and I've had almost every one. Asiago, butter, cheese, Cajun. The flavored crust combinations are endless. It's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
To get more pizza? Yeah.
No, to call your mother. Wow.
Don't go. I need that equation.
Now get a meal deal to fit any budget at the home of flavored crust.
Hungry?
Howie!
Hi, I'm Laura Ramos from DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, and today on Game Changers, we're going to be talking about concussion. Did you know that people that had a concussion are more likely to have an ankle or knee injury after that concussion, and actually up to 2 years after your concussion? So here's a vestibular test that you should have before you return to sport. Start by standing with your feet together, eyes are open. Maintain this position for 20 seconds. If you're able to do that, then close your eyes. Maintain this stable position for 20 seconds. Next, open your eyes and stand on 2 foam pads. With eyes open, see if you can hold steady for 20 seconds. If you can, then go eyes closed. 20-second hold, nice and stable. If you can do that, then go to head movements. Eyes open, side to side, forward, backward, and twist, rotate quickly, and then stop. And does she maintain this position and not stagger? Now go eyes closed. Quick head movements, side to side, up and down, twist back and forth, stop, and maintain that position. So if you've had a concussion, come to the DMC to have a vestibular test done to see if you're ready to return to sport.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers. Welcome back to our coverage of the individual wrestling state championships as state champs at the state finals continues.
Chuck back with you as we jump back into the action in Division II. The 103-pounders had sophomore Nolan Wertonen win the title by decision. At 112 pounds, 44-3 Jack Parker from Spring Lake took on undefeated Jacob Brya of St. John's. Brya kicks things off here. He's got the underhooks locked in. He'll switch that over to an ankle pick to get the takedown. Still in the first, Brya would get the head inside, grab the single leg for another takedown, and in the third, Brya would shoot for the single leg, get the backstrip finish to get the major decision. He wins his second state championship after winning at 103 last year. In 119, Joe Haynes from Warren Woods Tower scored the major decision to get his first state title. Up next, we've got the 125-pounders. Andrew Hughes from Charlotte, 50-1 on the year. He took on John Henry Sosa from Gaylord at 41-3. Hughes gets us started in this one. Here he hits a drag to get the single leg. Tied up at 2 in the final stages of the second. Hughes gets the duck under to grab the advantage. And he'll hit another one in the third to take the match and become Charlotte's first state champion since 1997. At 130 pounds, Micah Hanu from Stevensville Lakeshore won by decision in OT. Moving up to 135, we saw Shane Williams from Stevensville Lakeshore take on Chelsea's Nick Matusko. Late stages of the first period, and Williams hits a single leg. Matusko creates a scramble, but Williams is able to finish the takedown. And Williams is able to avenge the loss to Matusko in the regional round of team finals to capture the state title. Up in 140 now, and we had Nate Young from Holly taking on Chris Haynes from Eaton Rapids. Both wrestlers came in with only one loss on the season. In the first, Young is going to go for the takedown, ends up in the scramble, turns it into a Merkle for the takedown. He goes on to get the close 4-2 decision after falling one match shy a year ago. In 145, we saw a rematch from the team finals a week prior. Austin Boone from Lowell, looking to win his 4th individual championship, took on Gaylord's Chase LaJoy. Starting off the second period, no score and Boone in bottom position. He's able to turn inside and get the reversal. Then, in the third period, Boone's going to lock in the front headlock, turn that into a single leg for the takedown, and become only the second wrestler in MHSAA history to have 4 team and 4 individual championships. Heading to 152, sophomore Jacob Gonzalez from Howie came in with a perfect 54-0 record. He took on James Fotis from Lowell. In the first period, Gonzalez stops the underarm spin to get himself a go-behind takedown for 2 points, and in the third, he was trailing 6-2. He's going to hit the Kobe for the takedown to get the pin to claim the state title by pinfall. In 160, we had a close match between Caleb Fish from Eaton Rapids, putting his undefeated record on the line against Colton Blaha of Owasso. After only a pair of escapes through regulation, we headed to the ultimate tiebreaker. Fish would explode out for the escape in the first period and ride out Blaha in the second to win his second state title. Sophomore Amari Embry from Warren Woods Tower would pick up his second state title, this one at 171. At 189, Tristan Vance from Clio would get the 8-6 decision and end his high school career on top of the podium. Up in 215, Muskegon Reese Puffer Hunter McCall took on Keegan Nugent from Lowell. Early in the first, McCall, looking to improve his third-place finish last year, gets the head-inside single for the takedown. Then, in the second, he'll hit the head-inside single to a cutback for the takedown and goes on to finally reach that peak, getting the major decision and his first state championship. Finally, the heavyweight saw Jack Gilchrist of Mason get the victory by decision.
I'm Lauren Plant, and we'll finish things off in Division I, starting with the 103-pounders. 42-2 Caden Horwath from Davison, taking on Loudon Stradling from Battle Creek Lakeview. Horwath getting the party started with a duck under for 2 points. Then, after an escape from Stradling, Horwath gets the head inside single, and in the third period, he'll drag for the go-behind, takes the decision 7-2. Dylan Gilcher from Detroit Catholic Central able to capture the 112-pound title. Let's jump to 119. Brendan Ferretti from Macomb, Dakota, only 1 loss on the year for the junior, taking on Andrew Hampton, Rochester Hills, Stony Creek, 52-2. Ferretti going real quick, hits the straight on the single leg. In the second, controls the wrist to Hampton's face for the escape. He'll finish things off with a barrel roll dump, gets the 7-2 decision to finish off a fantastic year. At 125, the top seed, Andrew Chamble, took home the hardware. Up next, at 130, Dylan Feltz from Holt High, the senior 39-4, meeting Sam Freeman from Brighton, 40-5 coming in. This would be a tight one. In the second, Freeman shoots for a head inside single attempt to the go behind, along with an escape. That's all he would need to claim the state title. Brighton's Eddie Hamrock able to score the major decision, get his second state final, this one at 135. The 140-pound state champ, now a 3-time champion in Josh Edmond from Detroit Catholic Central, he won by technical fall. Waterford Kettering's TJ Dougherty capped off an undefeated season, winning at 145 pounds. Another undefeated year for Davison's Josh Barr. He is the champ at 152. The 160-pounder saw another Gilcher win a title, the other Derek Gilcher able to get the decision. We move up to 171 now. Number 1 in the country, Davison Jr. Alec Facundo taking on Josh Kinney from Granville. Final 30 seconds of the first period. Facundo gonna quickly get the single leg to the backside tackle for the first 2 points. In the second, he'll duck under for another 2. Facundo with another duck under and the intentional escape as he goes on to win his 3rd individual state championship, this one by major decision. Next, we hit 189. Temperance Bedford's Colin Jagielski colliding with the sophomore from Detroit Catholic Central, Manny Rojas. Not even a minute in, Rojas shoots and grabs a single leg. He'll finish it with the trip to grab the points. tied up at 2 in the second now. Manny, another 2 points. The throw by single, and the sophomore goes on to win his first individual state championship by decision. At 215 pounds, we had a repeat champion, Detroit Catholic Central's Brendan Yatula. We wrap things up with the heavyweights. Top-seeded Jake Swarple out of Livonia Franklin, 58-1. He would battle Stephen Kolchev from Detroit Catholic Central. Both wrestlers struggled to get points in regulation, only scoring escapes. But the end of overtime, Kolchev went for his move. Swarple gets called for stalling, and Kolchev takes the victory to finish off his high school career. Thank you so much for watching another edition of State Champs at the State Championships. Congratulations to all the wrestlers, our new state champions. You definitely earned it. One of the most amazing tournaments is the wrestling state tournament. Of course, if you're interested in watching the team wrestling finals, you can do so at our website, statechampsnetwork.com, on all of our social media platforms, or by downloading for free the brand new State Champs app, available on Google and Android devices, and you can now watch it on Roku TV and Amazon Fire Stick users. Just simply search State Champs Network. All of our programming is presented by Lawrence Technological University. If you want to be a college athlete, you should check out LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next year. State Champs at the State Finals, presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor. And the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechanger.